Hey, you guys. Today we are celebrating
10 years.
of
10 years of
marriage.
marriage. It's our anniversary day.
Yep.
So, we're going to take a stroll.
So we are at our new house. And this was exactly how we wanted to spend our 10-year anniversary. And God blessed us. We were able to buy a house this year. And now we're able to celebrate 10 years of being married, of accomplishing the things that we accomplished. Not just material things, but spiritual things. Accomplish certain goals in our marriage to make our marriage stronger and better and healthier and long lasting.
Yep.
How have it been for you, honey?
It's a journey. But it's been good. I mean, it's marriage. You know, marriage is good if you do it right. And if you try to follow God's, his blueprint for
Right.
marriage as best you can, it's gonna be successful. It can't fail. Love and commitment.
And picking the right person.
Yeah. That's like the most important thing, picking the right person. Having good judgment,
Yeah. Because how
having
would
good-
you know?
How would you know?
How would you know it's the right person?
The
judgment.
I think, the judgment. I think people just gotta, first off, they gotta know what marriage, I think you just gotta know what marriage is about. Know what marriage is about. Be willing to, I don't know what marriage is about. Understand that the people I think a lot of it is sacrificing, and just getting used to something that's not normal. Like I know a lot of people who they be in and out of relationships, and when they got something that they think is good or that they know is good, they probably don't want that. You probably don't want something that it's just different. It's different. It might be a little more, it might be a dude that's probably you look at like being a little boring or not as interesting,
Not as handsome.
Something like that. You just gotta and a lot of times them be the perfect dudes,
Right.
for marriage, or the perfect
Right.
girls for marriage,
Right.
not the hot girl, not the one that's always in a club.
Right.
That's not that one. That's she belongs to the streets.
Quiet.
So you gotta leave her there.
We all once belonged to the streets before. I was in these streets before.
Not me. I was never in the streets.
But I always belonged to a man. I always belonged with a man. And women are created for that. And I was always a wife. I just didn't know it until I knew it. And then I met him. And he helped mold me. And God molded me. And I grew up. And I don't belong to these streets no more. Praise God.
Right. So yeah, a lot of times you just gotta, it's good judgment, making good decisions, and knowing when something is good for you, even if it don't feel good all the time, knowing that it's good for you and going along with that, and like I said, just learning, you gotta be able to, and then once you get married,
I think you need to hold the stick. My hand is hurt.
once you get married, from that it's just,
You don't gotta hold it that long.
my arms are long, babe.
It is, matter of fact.
It's weird to like, it's easier to hold on the handle than it is.
You gotta. That's good for you?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Like I said, once you get married, from married couples, then it's just about, like I said, just being committed, and knowing that regardless of what we go through, ain't no divorce.
Right.
That's not even in a picture,
Right.
So once you know that, you can work through anything. Once you know that, ain't no giving up. Once the I do's are in the air, that's it.
Right.
If you got that kind of mindset, then it's not, ain't nothing can break you. Can't nothing break you after that.
And you'll fight to
Hey,
the death because
right.
you know you fighting to the death and it ain't no other way out. It's just we gonna fight.
Yeah.
And Chris is not my enemy. I'm not his enemy. I'm his partner.
Yeah.
And we a tag team. We gonna tag team. When he weak, we got a tag team. And it's so crazy because it seems like every time we get ready to do a video, things happen. Like yesterday, me and Chris had a little disagreement. I hold it. Yesterday, me and Chris had a disagreement, and it was the day before our anniversary. And we can choose to have an attitude. I can choose to keep my attitude. He can choose to keep his attitude. But even if we choose to keep our attitude, what do that gain us? What do that gain us? Scoot over this way a little bit, honey. What do that gain us if we choose to keep the attitude? I get no peace. I'm unhappy because he mad at me. I don't know what he gained from it, but we gain nothing. So it's better for us to confess our wrong, apologize, and move forward. And pride has a lot to do with relationships and why marriages and relationships don't work, because the person is so prideful that they won't let that pride go. And I know that for sure. But as me and Chris continue to die and let this pride die in us and say that was wrong, at the end of the day, this is my helpmate, this is my husband, we are a team, we are supposed to be concerned about each other's happiness, then we do the right thing. So he came and gave me a kiss this morning and said happy anniversary, and I still had an attitude. But when he said that, what was I gonna do? Was I gonna choose to have an attitude still? No. This is my man. This is my husband, and today we celebrate 10 years. That's stupid. That's ignorant. That shows immaturity. That shows pride. You need to humble yourself and get it together so you can be happy, because it's better to be happy than be prideful and miserable all by yourself. So it's always a sacrifice, always dying, always caring about the other one's feelings, and moving forward every day and trying to create moments every day. And look at all these things that we can create with all this beautiful land behind us. My husband tried to put up his heavy bag over there. It looked flat.
I ain't got no water in it.
Oh.
I gotta get the water in it.
So we don't know what we're gonna do today, but we will take you guys with us on whatever we do. We just wanted to make our first video. This is making our first video in our new house. We are gonna start talking more back into relationships and this land and these projects and this journey ahead of us.
It's a lot too. It's a lot of I don't know, a whole lot of everything. We got a lot of videos coming. If we can just be consistent.
Yeah.
But we gotta be consistent.
Yeah.
Because, we get a lot of
honey, you
well,
keep
not a
getting
lot,
out
but
the camera. No, I can hold it, but you keep moving away from it.
we get people that they see our videos and they tell us that they be watching our videos, or they was watching our videos until we stopped making them. But so that's encouraging, and that's something that we gotta hear. I gotta hear anyway.
Yeah.
In order to keep doing it, because I don't like being on camera like that.
And people need this. I mean, couples share, and share the good, the bad, and the uncomfortable. Don't always. I mean, I ain't gonna tell you what to share because that's your business, but we gotta share more things that's realistic, more things that people can relate to. Be more transparent. Let people know what your struggle is without letting everybody in your business. I really don't come to Facebook and blot out my business because y'all can't help me. Only God can. We go to the closet for that. But it is good to be transparent sometimes so we can let you know everything is not perfect. Chris get on my nerves sometimes. I get on his nerves sometimes. But the love is always greater. The love is always greater. The time we spend together, the things that we make, where we build our children, our Bible studies, our prayers, our laughter, everything is always greater than those misunderstandings, and it's worth fighting for. And you guys got to know that. So I don't want this video to be too long because then I won't be able to post it. So right before we leave, we want to give you some advice. Advice on, let me turn this way. Advice on advice on if you're struggling in your relationships. Depending on what the struggle is, you got to ask yourself some questions. I'll go first. You got to ask yourself, is it worth fighting for? is this man worth me fighting? Because every man ain't worth you fighting over, ladies. Y'all fighting these fights that don't even need to be fought. If the man ain't good, he ain't respectable, he ain't showing you that he wants you on the next level, he ain't willing to commit, he ain't willing to marry you, he ain't willing to take you serious for his being faithful and all those things. If he disrespect you, he call you out your name, then please don't fight for that. You fighting for something that ain't worth fighting for. But if he is not those things and he is worth fighting for and he a provider and he a work, he not lazy, he a feed into you, he a feed into your family, he a raise your children. He's trying to show you that he wants you on another level, on a deeper level. Children. Right.
What you talking about? You raise your children?
I'm talking about his children.
Oh.
Like you, cause these deadbeats out here. So I mean, I'm talking about he's a father. He's somebody else's children. I mean.
I mean that too.
Because if he humping on you and he can't he can't beat her for your kids, but he coming to get that thing at night, then yeah, you might need to leave that alone too. But yeah, I was talking about he ain't walking out on his own children.
Oh yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, and if he's those things and he's worth fighting for, then fight. Fight, but make sure you got a fighter next to you. You can't fight alone. Chris is fighting for me. And I'm fighting for him, and we fighting together, and can't nothing tear this down. And then we got God on top of us. So that's the advice I give, is that
quiet.
We doing a video, Abel. So that's the fight that's what I say. The advice that I give. If it's worth fighting for, fight, and make sure you got a fighter with you. And say, baby, you willing to fight? You willing to fight? That part.
See that heavy bag back there?
We fight. We fight. Get her. We fight. Got to get somebody that's gonna fight.
Yeah.
What about you, honey?
That's really it. When it comes to relationships, it's about that. It's about fighting. It's about, like I said, just commitment. Everything is not always gonna be peaches and cream. Everybody know that though. That goes without saying. Nothing's perfect. So you just gotta be willing to. If you love the person you with, then you'll make it happen. It'll happen. Because you're gonna do whatever it takes to happen. Unless you're just immature.
Right.
You like to stay in your feelings. You annoyed or irritated, and that's hard to deal with. It's hard to deal with people like that. So, but everybody just got to make their own decisions every day. Some people, if you want to deal with it, deal with it. But even if you're dealing with it, you can't really be mad for something that you allow happen.
Right.
If you allowing people in your life that's not really better in your life, a man or a woman, whatever it is, and you allowing that, then you really deserve it.
Right.
You deserve whatever you allow in your life. That's how I feel.
No, that's real.
So if you don't allow it, then if you're not gonna put up with it, then that's good. Try to make your life as happy as you can.
Right.
Especially when it comes to relationships, because we in charge of that. You in charge of who you let in your house. You in charge of who you let around your kids, or who you make kids with, who you become joined with in marriage. You in charge of that. So just make the best decisions. If you see trouble in the beginning with somebody you dating, just leave it alone.
It was not that good.
It's not that serious.
Right.
She ain't that pretty and he ain't that fine.
Right.
Whatever the case.
That thing was not that good. Don't get all whipped on that. People get whipped on that quick. It is not that serious over no nut.
Right. It shouldn't be anyway.
It shouldn't be, right.
And like I said, and if it is, then that's what you deserve, because, you allowing it.
Right.
You allowing yourself to get whipped, over some coochie.
Right.
Or over, the schlong. That's on you.
Right.
You got to take whatever comes after that.
Right. And I hope it was worth it.
It
shouldn't be worth your peace or none of that.
Or make a hard decision and leave it alone.
Right.
And like us, and you just got to fight to curb that appetite, to curb them feelings. Them horny nights. Don't call them.
Right.
Don't call her.
Right.
And
I would have never got Chris if I didn't let go of the bad relationships. I had a choice, like he said. I could have chose. He could have chose. But we knew what we were in was not healthy, and it was not what we longed for in relationships. So we had to be strong enough with the help of God and just being fed up and saying, I'm better than all of this. We let that go. We closed those doors, and then God opened the doors. And He blesses you with something that is right for you. So whatever situation you in, if it ain't right, get out and heal and let God bless you. And if not, then you want to choose to deal with that, then that's you. But good marriages are out there. Healthy relationships is out there. Beautiful marriages and relationships are out there. And they are for you.
If you marry, I'm not telling you give up on your marriage, though.
Right.
You know, you got to take that to God, man. Go read your word.
Right.
You got to take that in prayer. I'm not encouraging nobody to give up on marriage.
Right. Never. You got to seek God. That's something between you and God. But if you in relationships, then just think about what you want and how you see your life, and don't commit and go from a relationship to a marriage, and you know it wasn't right.
If the relationship ain't cool.
Right.
If you know the relationship ain't cool, and you've been dealing with something for so long, you know, don't do it.
Don't do it.
It's not gonna work.
Right.
You're not gonna just get in a marriage and all of a sudden everything's gonna be peaches and cream, or it's gonna get better. Like,
right.
It's not. You know, it's not gonna get better. People are who they are. If they're not willing to change, you know, in a relationship, when you get married, they're not gonna be willing to change either. It's gonna be the same thing.
And change is for two, not for one.
Yeah.
I can be by myself and change, but if I'm with you, we're going to have to change together to make this thing work. And it do work. It works. We 10 years in. One day we'll be doing a video, God willing. We'll be 20, 30. We just met a couple that was 40. And we meet couples all the time. So you guys be blessed. Have a good one. If you got somebody and they fight for you, you love on them, you keep fighting for them. And fight, more fight. And love, sacrifice, and that's what makes a marriage work. Yeah? Okay, have a good one.